to ignite. Put up a fight, gonna leave them all in fright. Playing Magic the Gathering on a Saturday night. Summoning creatures, casting spells with all his might. Sipping on more coffee to stay awake and bright. Caffeine rush fueling his creativity inside. Got a YouTube channel where he's shining so bright. MTG3, the show that takes flight. He's a lyrical beast, spitting fire with every bite. Rap metal flow, pounding beats to insight. No one can stop him, he's on a meteoric height. Super fast tortoise, the champion of the fight.
Good morning, hope you're up. Enjoy that coffee in your cup. Good morning from the shelf. Super fast tortoise does so well. Sit back, relax, time to chillax. Face the facts, morning coffee show intact. Let's enjoy the show, let's enjoy the flow. Morning coffee is the best. Chatting with friends, we are blessed. Due to the mood, coffee for every dude. Have fun, enjoy the show. Let this channel grow. Let's enjoy the show. Morning coffee is the best. Chatting with friends, we are blessed. Due to the mood, coffee for every dude.
Whoa, everybody, welcome to the Super Fast Starter Show, where we got a full roster of people today and a topic that's going to be weird. It's honestly going to be weird. It's like, I feel like when I was writing the prologue, monologue, whatever, I felt like I was preaching, and I'm not a preacher by any means. I'm not qualified to be a preacher. I didn't go to school for it. But yeah, it is long. It is long. But we got Hillbilly here today. Hello, Hillbilly.
Hey, what's going on?
All right. Going good. Going good. How's it going for you?
Going pretty good. Got my dogs here with me today.
Yeah. So we know who to blame when we hear the dogs barking.
Yep.
Yeah. How you doing, Backwoods Collector? Long time no smell.
Good. I'm on a long stretch off of work and stuff, so I might be able to be around a little bit.
That's cool.
Awesome.
I appreciate it. You're a perfect person. Perfect timing to come off. Today's topic's targeting your demographic. And I got brutal a little. but it ain't about you. It ain't about it. There's certain people that come to mind when I wrote the monologue. You weren't one of them. But like, you are a collector, and that's what we're going to talk about today. KJ.
Hey, howdy, hey. So I'm working on something for tomorrow's show for us.
Cool.
So look forward to that. It's good to see you, Backwoods.
Good to be here.
Yeah. And Hillbilly, you know, speaking of dogs, I was rolling around in my jar all day yesterday, and boy, are my dogs barking.
Yeah, that short Hillbilly put up was pretty stunning. Like, not in the good way stunning. It was pretty stunning. Blew my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly wasn't expecting that short to be posted up as fast as it was.
It took a while for it to download, but it downloaded. Once it downloaded, a bunch of people commented on it.
Well,
Right.
having made this journey, I know I said it, but call me anytime.
I shall.
You know, also, I got on the phone as quick as possible when I was like, Discord, you're answering your Discord right now.
Discord. It's amazing how well communication is these days and how accessible it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I talked to my wife about it. She was saying it could just be atypical cells in a stool, and let's hope for the best.
Yep.
How will it?
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
How will it?
Yo!
How's it going?
It's all good, yeah. You know, it's plodding along here, singing a song.
Singing a song. All right. Well, What were you about to say, Hillbilly? Before I interrupted you.
All right. Well, if anybody wants in chat wants to know what we're talking about, I took a color guard test with my stool. And I had send it in. And what they do that for is to check for, see if you have colon cancer or not. Well, mine came back positive. So now I'm gonna have to go in and get a I want to say hysterectomy, but that ain't it.
Ooh, that's very drastic there, and didn't know you had one.
Exactly. I got to go in and get a colonoscopy done.
Yeah.
And that's just to find out if it's test is faulty or not, because sometimes these Cologuard tests come back faulty.
Right.
And therefore, I'm gonna have to go in and actually do a colonoscopy.
Right.
One thing about it is I can honestly, after I get the colonoscopy, I can say I'm not a virgin anymore.
Oh, my Lord. My ears.
Anyway, that's all I was wanting to say.
All right. Yeah, thoughts and prayers out to you for sure, because that is no easy information to have.
I appreciate it.
But we're like most of us here are available if you ever need a call. I think KJ would be the most relatable person to talk to, and I have my wife to back me up on the knowledge I know of. But if you just need a friend, we're here.
I know I got numbers for two of y'all now, you and KJ. If I need to talk to anybody, I got y'all. Hell, Wheeler, I can't talk to her because she's overseas.
Right,
You can't talk to me.
But I can talk to you through Discord, though. That's the good thing about Discord nowadays.
Discord is pretty amazing.
Oh yeah.
What a heavy opener.
Brings us together.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, good news. There's hot cocoa in my chocolate.
Ooh.
Yeah. There's hot cocoa in my chocolate. There's hot cocoa in my coffee is what I meant to say.
I was going to say, this is a morning coffee show. Surely it's sacrilege to not have coffee in your coffee mug.
Right. And sadly, I'm going to have to refill it soon. Like, I already drank half it since we started the show.
I'm already half empty too. Well, but that's a weird thing. If a cup is half empty, is it half empty or half full?
I guess that depends on how you look at it. Like, I think mine is half full.
Yeah.
Perspective.
Perspective. Okay, I'm trying to make a song out of it. It ain't working. Tortoise sucks at making songs. You can copyright that. All right. Sorry, I look like I'm confusing backwards here. But he looks busy in his brain.
I heard perspective and brass monkey at the same time.
That's kind of where I was going with it.
All right, cool. Then I think you succeeded.
Nice. That's funny because that was the tune that was in my head when I was saying perspective was brass monkey, but I just couldn't rhyme with perspective, because I couldn't see it from that angle. Come on,
you hit
that was
me
a
in the
golden
nostalgia vibes. You hit me in the golden vibes right there.
Oh man, I made a joke. All right, I made a joke. It was golden. I said I couldn't say perspective right because I couldn't see it from that angle. That was a perspective joke.
When I was growing up, I couldn't say aluminum.
Aluminum.
I'll call it aluminum.
Yeah, some people just can't say certain words, or they're not attuned to saying certain words. Indeed, indubitably.
Yeah, I still had trouble saying some words, just like that color combination of white and green. I can't say that word either.
Yeah, there's I know there's some words that are hard to say, but I usually say words correctly a lot because in school for some reason I don't know what it is, but if I look at a word and know what nation the word is from, like what area of the world is from, I somehow have a talent of saying it correctly most times, not all times, because like I can't read Arabic. And I'm sorry to disappoint some of you people, but Tortoise is not the smartest guy in the world.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I am bilingual. I speak 2 languages: bad English and worse English.
Bad English and worse English. like America does not have a set language. Like there's not a set language in America.
Not anymore.
But they could definitely say American. But we derive from Britain, old proper English, and we slaughtered it and just called it English. Like we slaughtered so bad, we just covered it up with English because it matches the Britain words. But
I'm glad that you accept that you have slaughtered the English language.
Slaughtered. I don't know what you're talking about. America.
you just can't be bothered with your U's in words. Let's just get rid of you from colour, flavour, anything now. We don't like that U. It makes the word too long.
But if you put a U in color, it's now color, and that's very much like liquor. And the only reason why you should have a U in there is if you're making art stained out of liquor.
You want to hear some made up facts about the English language in Britain? Here's a made up fact for you. Totally made up on the spot. Words are spelled certain ways and spelled differently in Britain because back in the day, most of your entertainment comes from reading material, so they dressed up words to look fancy. So when you're reading it, it looked neat and nice and proper. And other words were spelled certain ways because fonts they were using when they were creating words, because they had to write it by hand, they were making them look pretty. And certain ways words were spelled look prettier when you spelt them a certain way. When you spell color, Collour, it looks better when cursive. Because cursive used to be a handwritten language everybody used, even our independence. You
spent a lot of time with this conspiracy theory, haven't you?
Yeah.
It's very well thought out. You know, it's sounding legit here.
Right. Well, because half of it stems from facts and the other half of it is just completely bullshit. Like, because that back when the English language was being written in Britain, it was the first time it was being written, so people were making it look good because it's the high form of entertainment back then. Newspapers, magazines.
Oh, you can't read this. You must be uneducated.
Right? Right? People used to have pride in their work of writing. Calligraphy used to be a style that was infamous and envied.
We had a calligraphy club at school when I was in primary.
Nerd!
To you?
Nerd! That's the person who has a house full of collectibles.
This morning on my live, I murdered the word resilience. I can say it, but I could not read it off the card.
No. Yeah, I know how that is. Sometimes, sometimes about the languages, especially when reading words transplanted from different areas of the world into one transcript, is sometimes you're not expecting how a word is spelled. Like I remember the first time I seen the word donut. I was not expecting the word donut to be spelled D-O-U-G-H in UT. So when I read it, I'm like, is that duff nut?
The worst words I find to say is Magic the Gathering words. Some of the names they have on these cards, oh my goodness, hard to even say.
Have you seen some of the names on the Pokemon cards?
Right? Oh yeah, they're all crazy. Well, look,
don't mind me. I'm gonna murder this, but it's.
At least Yu-Gi-Oh made it simple. Blue-eyed white dragon. It's exactly what the card says it is.
Right? Yep. But look. The English language in America is so bad. The enunciation of words are terrible. Look at the band Metallica. It's spelled Metallica, but if you were to say it proper, it'd be Metallica.
Metallica.
Yep.
Which you don't want to do on a frosty cold day.
Right? So
I think the Pokemon card names, though, you can kind of get away with not being right on because so many people probably pronounce them differently.
Probably.
And the Pokemon card names have been translated into so many languages. By the time they by the time it gets around to one language to another with as many languages Pokemon's been translated into, I think that it kind of gets confusing for people are like, no, that's Pikachu. No, we call that electric rat.
I think everyone knows who Pikachu is by now.
Yep. Who's
He has probably said the most. That I don't think anyone's getting his name wrong.
I was just gonna
But some of the newer Pokemon, yeah.
I was just going to say that's one that is just a common. Nobody probably messes it up anymore.
Who's Pikachu?
Pikachu gonna get you.
Oh no.
No, I know what Pikachu is. I was a redneck. See, I got my phone and I'm gonna take a Pikachu. My family members, I got pictures of them. I got pictures of all my family members. I got to catch them all.
I think Charizard gets messed up every now and then.
Probably Charizard.
I think
Charizard.
it's more. I think more of that people mix up the evolution of Charizard.
You're right. Charmander, Charizard,
Charmeleon.
Charmeleon.
Charmeleon. Isn't that a rapper?
Chameleon. Charizard, Charizard.
Nintendo's like, we got this. Thank you.
Right? They're like, we're gonna buy a Boy George now. All right, hold on a second. I had to refill my coffee. That's why I left for a second.
You didn't want to put Lily up by your camera and leave her to continue running the show.
She's not here, but as you can see over there, but under the gray blanket or on the bottom of the gray blanket, there's cat number 1. It's Onyx, which is the cutest form he ever is asleep. When he's awake, he's a hellish. Then on top of the blanket, on the side by the window, we got Charlie. Charizard was her name. They thought she was a boy when they first got her a long time ago. So they called her Charlie for short when they found out after being spayed, when they paid for her neutering, that she was a girl.
When the bill came back and it was a lot more expensive.
They had a piece of paper that said, "Congratulations, it's a girl."
Wait, what?
Did you bring the right cat? You sure you didn't bring your neighbor's cat? Because you said that this was supposed to be a dude.
A dude. Indubitably. And thinking of good things, fun things. Oh man, they really stripped away my commands. Man, they made an update I'm not proud of. All right. All right. Anyways, thinking of good things, all things, going places. We're gonna hit this button.
You are watching Super Fast Tortoise. Put up a fight, gonna leave them all in fright. Playing Magic the Gathering on a Saturday night. Summoning creatures, casting spells with all his might. Sipping on more coffee to stay awake and bright.
All right, we're back. We're back. We're gonna get back on track here. We're gonna be here. We're gonna look pretty. I mean, we got a pretty solid lineup up top. We got Tortoise, Hillbilly, Backwoods Collector. We got the punches. We got the throws. We got the muscles. We got KJ Cowboy Dan. He's the comic relief. And we got Headwiller, who's here to keep KJ in line.
That's my role to stay. Good KJ. No,
Quit kicking me under the table. Quit kicking me under the table. Stop kicking me. You're in my space.
I can't kick you.
Mom!
I can push you. I can roll you, but I can't kick you.
That's right. All right. Getting back on line of track, we need to get to the first segment of the day. And the first segment of the day is a miss. I don't know what it is, but Hillbilly does, so he's going to tell us what the first segment of the day is.
Card of the day.
Right. Frozen Aether. An old classic collectible card from Planar Chaos. Costs 3 generic and a blue and is in a future sight frame, or not future sight, time shifted frame. And was it time shifted? Time shifted? I don't know. Maybe color shifted. I don't remember the name of the frame exactly. But anyways, 4 mana enchantments. Artifacts, creatures, and lands your opponent's control come into play tapped.
This reminds you of another card, Authority of Console.
Right. That's why
But it's white.
Yeah, this is blue because normally a card like this would be white. That was the thing. The whole feature site block did is they corrected colors. They created things in different colors. Like this would be a white card as a blue card, and that's what they did here. Like if we made a white card a blue card because like Authority of Consoles is something more like what blue would do, but it's a white card for control because that's what white does in its own weird way. They're like, let's make it a blue card. Ta-da! Frozen Aether.
This is actually a little bit better than it because it does artifacts and land.
Mm-hmm. And this card is pretty good. It could be yours if you go to cardkingdom.com buy it, or you can see if Tabal's Apprentice has one in his shop. Links down in the description below.
Cool.
Yes. Not an official sponsor, but you can definitely go to Tabalt's Dark Ritual TCG player, scan that barcode. I think that barcode takes you to his Instagram, but Dark Ritual on TCG players where you can buy some cool cards.
Yep.
Yeah. Look at that. A shout out. Not even a sponsor. You got a shout out in today's show. All right. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, I'm keeping that graphic so every time he's on the channel I can like blink it up. But anyways, with that, we're going to some pictures of the day. The first picture of the day is I just woke up, haven't had coffee. Don't piss me off. In memory of Heath Ledger, the best Joker ever.
Yeah, he was.
You know, I actually just watched this movie the other night. And for the first time, my brain caught on to the movie and followed the storyline correctly instead of being all hyped about everything Heath Ledger was in the scenes. I'm like, oh my lord, the movie actually makes sense.
Yeah, they say that he let the character actually get to him, and that's what happened.
Yeah, he did method acting.
You what?
He liked to do method acting where he absorbed the character in his daily life.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did that. He was paid a large sum of money to live on his own in I don't know if it's an apartment or a hotel room. I don't know the exact story there, but he had to spend time alone, getting into character. He's paid to stay alone in his character to get in his character. So he had 6 months to prepare for this role and get into the role, and that's where the method acting happened. Is that he would take things that the Joker would do and apply it to his daily life and made him habitual. So the job, in essence, was easier for him, but a part of him. Like even the voice was crazy. Like you watch Knight's Tale with Heath Ledger, and you watch the Joker and Dark Knight, you wouldn't tell the two actors apart.
Oh yeah, yeah. Knight's Tale, much like not only much different acting style on top of the movies. I mean, if you wouldn't have known that was Heath Ledger and Heath Ledger, you probably just would have went through life. I mean, we grew up with that movie with Knight's Tale, and probably one of the most classic, just even movie trailers ever. When I saw it in the theaters, and then I go and I saw Heath Ledger as the Joker, and it's two complete different performances. The guy had gotten better. He was as an actor in comparison to when he was younger playing in A Knight's Tale.
Right. I mean, he passed away because I would love to see more of that Joker in the different trilogy. And the trilogy go on. But circumstance, to me, he's one of the best Joker ever. Like I know a lot of people talk up Jack Nicholson's Joker, which is a decent Joker, but I really enjoyed the Heath Ledger Joker more.
Yep.
Now on to the next picture today. Boom. What's more awesome than this? Friday coffee.
You.
Raptor holding a rocket riding a shark with a friggin' laser on its head.
With friggin' laser.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Friday coffee, because today's Friday, everybody. Friday, y'all. Boom. Would you like to join the
Boom.
religion? But it's about coffee, no matter the roast. You can have a dark roast, a light dark roast. You can have a lighter roast. You have a half roast, and you can have a roast that's pretty much creamer. But as long as you're drinking coffee, you
I
can
was going to
still.
say, are you sure these are all coffee? Because some
Right?
of those lighter ones starting to look like they might just be a tea there sneaking in.
Yeah, have a little coffee with your cream. I know what you
Right? That's right. Some people are like that. But,
I'm definitely a drinker like that. I mean, half my coffee is creamer.
right? I get that. Some people are to do that. To me, if you half your coffee is going to be creamer, you might as well put ice in that coffee.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of a blonde. When it comes down to my coffee, but you know, I need to have some sort of color that brings it more towards a brown.
Mhm. Like,
You know,
my coffee has to be so strong, you got to taste it through the creamer. And like sometimes I put a little extra creamer in it. Yeah. But what's my religion? It's coffee. Coffee. That's right. Sorry, that was the last picture day. It was a struggling day for pictures. I pretty much used a lot of the pictures on Google since we started the show. Since we have over 400 episodes of the show, it's possible.
We're gonna get back to memes here, where the community is gonna help me do some memes. Things are starting to line back up where my schedule is saying, "Hey, Dan, you can do things again." Thanks to help from the community getting the new monitor, I've been able to get some stuff done. So we're going to start doing some memes again.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Kevin Haynes says, quick sidestep in the panel's opinion. What is the best site app for Commander deck building? I like Architect.
yeah, I mean, you got different sites. You got Architect, you got Moxfield, and I think there's another one out there. I can't think of the name of it. But anyway, those are pretty good sites to go to build a Commander deck.
Hey, any site out there wants to sponsor this channel for Commander deck building, I'm game. I'm open. You know, just open communications. I'll be like, hell yeah, I'll take $1 to sponsor you, to be sponsored.
I like Moxfield too, but that's, you know, I don't have the perspective of whatever one you just mentioned, Tortoise.
Architect.
Yeah,
I like
never
Architect.
worked with it.
To me, it's easy. And the thing I like about it most is as you type in your deck for a card, they will automatically sort them into things. Like if you have removal, it'll put your removal in its own pile. So it says this is how much removal you're running. These are how many board wipes you're running. There's how many creatures you're running or certain types of archetypes that you are in your deck. It breaks down the deck for you as you're building it. So you can see how well your deck's going to function.
I don't know if Moxfield does the archetype. I know it does the type, but I don't think it breaks it down like you just said. Does it keep your card values too?
Mm-hmm.
It does.
Yeah, you can click on each card and it'll tell you what prices are on different websites and stuff.
Yep.
I mean, you can't really go wrong between Moxfield or Archetype. I just like Archetype. The one thing I hate most about Archetype is the ads on the website. But that still a good resource. When we were doing deck of the day, or when we did deck tech of the day kind of thing, we were using Architect. I got tired of looking up decks all the time.
I think the two sites I use probably the most is Moxfield and then Scryfall.
Well, I use Scryfall a lot every day when I do card of the day.
Yeah, we hadn't even said hello to the chat today.
No, we haven't. That's because we got Mooganful in the chat. He didn't even message me. He didn't say I'm available today. No. Yeah. So let's say hello, chat. Well, it's mainly. Well, okay. That's Hillbilly, KJ, Backwoods. They're all here. Hello. And Mrs. Hillbilly. Hello.
Mrs. Hillbilly.
Right, you got Mooganful, and Kevin Haynes. Woo woo. Today's such a big subject. I wasn't even, like the monologue was too big to post in Discord, and I wasn't going through going to go to Discord and break it into thirds.
No.
But anyways, man, it's gonna bother me. So I'm used to being able to press the letter K on my keyboard, and it automatically transferred me to the video collections I have. Now it doesn't do that.
Ooh.
If you have a picture you want to share with us that you want to be shouted out on the channel, you can go to Discord, become a part of Discord, link in the description below. You can share that and get shout out. Or if you have a question of the day, you can share your question of the day in Discord as well and be shouted out there. Let's get to today. Presented by Discord, we have the question of the day. The question of the day comes from me in a hurry. Let's see. If you could perfect collecting Magic the Gathering, how would you perfect collecting the Magic the Gathering?
That's a good question. Well, why don't we let the backwoods go with it first?
Can't be done. I mean, you just have to collect what you like.
Right.
I don't think you can do it perfectly.
Well, I guess it's all in perspective, right? Because I think there's a perfect way to do it. You know, one thing I think Wizards should go back to or try is doing secret things. You open up a pack. You don't expect to see a gold-plated card. But oh my lord, out of randomly, you didn't know about this, but there's a gold-plated card. You know, it doesn't have to be legitimate gold. But
as predominantly a pack cracker, I would love for things not to be completely spoiled.
Right.
Yep.
You know, to where you can go and see the whole set list on Scryfall. Leave some stuff that just, but then you have the whole thing of like leaks and stuff like that. That's always going to happen. You're not going to get away from it. But it would be nice to not like know what all the chase cards are until somebody pulls one, and then social media is it.
Right. Yep. And I think that'd bring an aspect to the game. Like not only like, because like you can know what the whole set of Duskmourn is, right? You know the whole set Duskmourn. But wouldn't it be cool if you did know those TV looking cards are out there and you pulled one and you're like, oh, what's this? And you look it up and it says, oh, we have these special cards in the pack that we're not going to tell you what cards are going to be in there, but they do exist. Like not being spoiled on all the cards. I think being spoiled with all the cards that are in a set kind of kills the excitement. Oh, like when you're pack cracking, like I've been guilty of this before. There's like if I open a box of foundations, I'm hoping for a doubling season, right? And if I don't pull that doubling season, I'm probably gonna be a little disappointed because that's one of the cards I want. I mean, I want Omniscience too, but doubling season is was the money card, and probably is still the money card, right? But now, if there was like a special version in the set and I knew about it and I didn't pull it, will I be doubly disappointed? I get something cool, Like I think putting too much expectations on what could be in the set hurts the set, when I'd rather be surprised, being like, oh my lord, I did not know this card existed. And sometimes it's how it works. I'll get a booster box like a couple months down the road from the set and forget some of the cards in the set. When I'm opening the pack, I'm like, oh, I forgot this card existed. This makes me happy.
I mean, everything not being spoiled may, for me personally, it might pull me into some sets where typically I'm like, oh, I'm passing on it, and I don't go very deep into it and stuff like that, So it's almost like it's a double-edged sword because, by spoiling everything, there's some sets that are just losing me and they ain't getting any of my money on that set. But then I do like knowing that, this is what's in this set, and I have a lot of chases personally within it. So then I'm going to go deeper into it.
All right. Yeah. Like if they could go to the point where the base set sells the product itself, like how exciting is the base set, and they randomly, surprisingly, secretively threw in cards of some of the cards that you're looking for that are special editions, that'd be cool. Like, sure, let us know that this alternate border card style is going to be in the set, but don't let us know all the cards are going to get it. Because what if I don't pull this super cool Mox Amber I want, but what if I did pull this super cool Faceless Looting? that I wanted. I'm just naming cards at random. What if I pulled that? Didn't know I could get it this way. That'd be exciting. And that to me, that's cool.
I'm also kind of wondering, like, if there was the situation of not spoiling everything in a set, what kind of effect would that have on the secondary market of card prices too?
Right. You know, some people really want transparency. Like they want full transparency on what's all going to be in the set. I think having a little surprise. I mean, look at mini brands. I mean, they tell you they tell you what you can pull, right? But you know, mini brands is the trading card of toys now. Like you can pull all this out of all these things. You can pull these things. You can pull rare gold versions of these things, whatever. You know, but like if some of the stuff they had were kept secret and that were in the set, you'd probably be excited if you can get a cool pair of shoelaces. And you're like, I got shoelaces. They're cool. You know, I'm mentioning that because my wife got a Secret Santa gift from work, and it was a Reebok mini brands.
Cool. Just like Captain Waffles just said in chat, make the list cards unknown. That's a big good idea.
That's right.
That's a perfect idea.
Yeah. That's right. You guys are awesome. Sorry, I got a cough.
That's a perfect idea to make the list cards not spoiled.
Yep. Now, as far as collecting, what I do is I just get the cards that I want.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as anything else, I really don't care.
You know what I would call this? Like
That's
I would
right,
call
Kevin.
it I would call it like something like the golden ticket. You know?
Right.
And you know, you can monopolize on that. Heck, they can even do it like a secret layer golden ticket thing, you know, and start it with that, and then they can because secret layer, they can find some way to mix it in with Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and you know, you got your golden ticket item.
Well, we essentially had the golden ticket with the One Ring.
That's right.
Yep.
That's
The
true.
only thing is we knew it was there.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But yeah, we might have knew it was there, but we didn't know where it was, or who was going to get it.
Some guy got lucky at Costco. That's what happened.
He got a golden ticket. He got a golden ticket.
It was a Canadian, best I can remember, that got the One Ring.
Look, all we know is he made a fortune off of a singer.
Yeah.
Kevin Haynes said it would be better value than baseball cards that I did collect, which would carry the most value if you can go back in time and collect his old 90s stuff, Magic.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I had a burp coming. That was weird talking.
Yeah, I'm still into football cards and stuff, and really there's no value to them. I mean, unless you hit something that's really desired.
Yep.
Right. Oh, yeah. And like even so used to pressing the K button. You suck. All right. But anyways, getting back to it. Rewinding. Zip, 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 zip. We're gonna hit.
Don't forget to like this video and subscribe.
The moves, the strategies, and the flares. Super fast tortoise is running the show. The crowd goes wild wherever he goes.
That's right. This is the time where you guys are going to sit back, relax, probably sit back for like 15 minutes while Tortoise is talking. I'm going to speak a monologue to you, a monologue that is fairly long. It's a lot of information condensed into a small conversation. All right, we're going to get to this. Collectors are important to Magic's Gathering. They help sustain card values on the market. They are vocal when it comes to reprints, and they care about the longevity of the game. Collectors like having specialized items and cards that are hard to get and love getting their money's worth. Collectors help with a lot when it comes to the game of Magic's Gathering. They focus on valuables of the game. It's about not losing money. Now, the problem with collecting, some collectors only care about the money side of the game. Is it worth it? How much is it being printed? Is it something that is easy to reprint? Does it hold long-term value? And that can't always apply. Like those thoughts can't always apply to products. Most collectors are around my age demographic or follow my age demographic. because I stem from a generation where our old toys are worth money, some serious money. Some G.I. Joes, He-Man, Transformers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, just to list a few. These are some toy lines that don't exist anymore from back in the day, and the franchise lives longer than the toys did. Meaning, even if they remade these classic figures, they won't have the same quality like before. The different paint, colors, apps, etc. The plastic won't be the same. I messed up on some of this wording. The regulations of the toys factories changed since back then, and over the years, this shows. And see, Magic the Gathering collectors get greedy. Some in particular, meaning I'm not targeting everybody here. For some collectibles, it takes years to garner and gather money value they earn. Now, Magic collectors act like Wizards of the Coast should print gold on paper. Money out of the box. I paid $100. I need $300 of value back. Kind of greed some of these collectors go for. This shows the reseller side of things as well. Collectors who resell cards care about getting their money back even more because of the happenstance, right? They don't want to lose out on money. And if they are gold digging or running the stock market, they want to sell high. This gets into dirty business, buying boxes, packs, and singles to collect and flip, the recycling of the business, and don't lose out. Buy something, get my money back, plus extra to profit. Diamonds are formed when carbon atoms bond together under extreme pressure and heat. Magic cards are not the same. WotC cannot keep pooping out diamonds, everybody. They try to get lucky over time. They get better at making product, but we know about corporate greed and how that works. It's not always going to happen. And what if collectors got their way? What if every Magic product was gold? They would buy all the product they can and make it harder for kids and children to play the game. The collectors altogether had their way, would suffocate the younger audience out of the game, the young demographic. It would become a rich man's game. Then, at a certain point, who would play the game? If every Magic card was worth money in your account, who would play Magic the Gathering? Magic the Gathering is a game first and collectibles second, but together they work side by side. But the game cannot always be a win for collectors, right? Let's dive into this. Sorry, I have to catch my breath. Like I said, a lot of information squished together, so there's a lot to pull out from that, right? Oh, like I said, when I was writing it, I felt like I was trying to preach, and I wasn't really trying to preach, but
I think you have to draw a line between somebody who considers themselves a collector and somebody who considers themselves like in Magic for flipping and almost like a business model.
Agreed. There's also different levels of or categories of collector, like because there's like collector. I will collect. Period. I have a collection and everything's based on Magic. I will collect it. Then there are I collect TCGs, and the different collector that you have, they're collecting for different reasons, or they're collecting with different product in mind. Like you might be only collecting turtle products. And so, you have Magic the Gathering cards, but you got them for your turtle stuff, maybe. So then there's what are you collecting and what level are you collecting at?
Right. Well, here's the hard truth, right? Hard fact. If you got that reference, you watch YouTube a long time. But here's a hard fact. If the secondary market did not exist for flipping and reselling, the collecting industry of the side of things would not exist as well as it is prospering today. Because here's the fact. If it's worth money, you got to be able to sell it worth the money, right? And that's how things build up in the secondary market. It's how much someone's willing to pay for it, and how much are they willing to pay for it grows over time. And that's when those things come to the line saying, I have a Mox Lotus, or whatever it might be, it's worth the money it is because someone's willing to pay that. If we didn't have the secondary market, it'd be just a 10-cent card. That's why it's a hard line to draw between collecting and reselling. And there's a lot of collectors who resell. Like, there are people who will buy 2 boxes of Kaladesh, and I'm bringing up Kaladesh because I just went up, right? To keep one and flip the other.
Yep.
Yeah, see, I guess it's hard to put me personally in a box because, I mean, I don't try. Nothing I do has a mindset of flipping.
Mhm.
Do I sell stuff? Yeah, I do have stuff that I will sell and stuff. But like a single buy for me or something is usually always going to remain with me. I'm never buying it because somebody mispriced it or it's low right now and I think it's going to go up and I can make a buck on it. Because I don't look at Magic financially as somewhere where I'm going to make any dent of value increase to my life.
Right. And just to be clear, I target every collector as the same thing. There's a few collectors I have in mind when I wrote this. And those few collectors say kind of the same stuff. But that doesn't apply to everybody. But like what I say about myself, if one person like me thinks of this idea, there's got to be 1,000 other people who think of the same idea. That's the thing behind this topic. Now I know they're different collectors because I collect Magic the Gathering decks. So I build decks and I collect them and I upgrade them. They're my collection. I love to play the game, so that's how I collect, is to play the game. You know, KJ wants to collect a Magic deck one day just to have a head theme in a jar.
Yep.
I think I always say that I'm probably 80% collector and like 20% player.
Right.
But I'm also not that collector that's ignorant to the fact that it is the player base that essentially keeps TCGs alive. I mean, you need both players and collectors in the ecosystem.
That's right.
But if you don't have players, the collectors won't sustain the product and it will not continue. I mean, you want an example of it? Look at Cryptic. And I don't know if anybody's familiar with Cryptic.
Been a long time since I heard that name.
They went way too heavy into like the collector chases and they lost player base.
Ooh.
Now I think you might see it revived because there's other people trying to get it going again, but initially that was their downfall.
Right. No, I can see that. Like because you need a healthy amount of collectors and players, right? And that's one thing I don't think Wizards lost sight of. But we're not going into corporate greed because there's some bullshit that's happened with pricing and stuff with Magic's in, Wizards in. But like they know they need new players to keep the game fresh. But they know they need the collectors to keep the value there for secondary market. Because one thing that's not mentioned a lot, because every time people talk about collectors, sounds dirty, wrong, it sounds like a bad thing. But collectors make the game look good, right?
Yep.
If a collector has a $500 Mox and they show it off and they have it listed, even though it might not sell, has it listed for $500 and people catch on to that, it becomes an envious piece that maybe one day I could own a card like that, but I can play the game. Or one day he could throw that card up into a prize pool and I could win that card. And I've seen people do that, like have valuable cards as prize pools and at tournaments and go for it. Things like that. There's
Go ahead, Taurus.
Collectors bring a shine to the game, right? They bring a shine to the game. Like, while everybody's making the game rusty, dirty from too much play and wear, collectors bring a shine to the game, so the game keeps on going. It's definitely a well-oiled machine when it's treated right.
I guess my thing, which is going to rub some people wrong probably when I say this, but what bothers me is when resellers and flippers essentially are labeled as collectors. Because they're not.
See, that's the hard
in my
part.
opinion, they're just not. They're gathering, but they're not collecting.
Right. See, that's the hard thing behind it. Ever since COVID hit, TCG Player blew up in card single sellers, right? They blew up. They became big. It's one of the reasons why eBay bought them out when they were big, because eBay blew up during COVID too. A lot of people found out their cards were valuable. But cards had a certain value at that time, like just basic cards had a certain value, because there wasn't a lot of cards on the market. But when 1 million people go onto TCG Player, create an account, and start flipping cards, now there's millions of some of those cards on the market, and that drops the price low. You want to sell high, but you're going to want to push your products. So you're going to sell a little bit lower than the other dude, and that when that keeps happening, someone's going to win out at the bottom.
I guess, and I guess I've had people say, well, you're a reseller too, to me and stuff. And it's like, well, not essentially, because I'm not reselling anything I sell in a Magic card, which with whatever platform I decide to use to sell it.
Right.
That money isn't being banked. It's going into turning it into another card that's maybe an expensive card that I need to build up a little money to actually purchase as a single. So
Right.
I mean, that's to me the difference between like true resellers and true collectors. You'll have collectors sell stuff, but if they're doing it to increase their collection with higher end pieces, then you're looking at a true collector.
Right. A couple of collectors I watched. Now, when I say collectors, according to these people, I don't mean Magic the Gathering in general, right? One of them sells Magic. The other one buys toys. But these two follow a basis where if they buy a toy or a box, they buy two of them. Then they flip the other one on the market. And like the toy collector usually makes his money back. The magic dude can't make his money back all the time until the set's over. Out of print.
See, and I can never play that game because I buy two boxes and they both are gonna get ripped.
Or shot.
I was going to say, if I buy
can't
two
sit
boxes,
on 'em like that.
I'm ripping both boxes,
Mhm.
and then any of the dupes in that box that I've already got, then I might go off and sell,
Right.
because then I can get more money and I can buy another box and then I can rip that box.
Yep.
Because I just want to have complete collections.
You and I are in exactly almost the same type of situation.
I mean, I will sell cards, but mainly so that I can get more cards.
Yeah, I think the one thing we all have in common here is our love for the games. We all have a love for collecting different things, and if we could, like my version of reselling is I like having cards to trade. I love trading more than reselling, right? If I ever get good cards, I put them in a binder to trade because I'm trading for cards. I love the interaction when I get to. I mean, call me crazy.
Well, the whole trading thing, like you are talking about, because cards have value now and stuff, that world has gone almost away now.
Yeah.
You very rarely see people truly trading cards anymore.
Well, it's funny because at the local game store I have here, every time I've gone there, I've been asked for trades, and I've actually had 3 successful trades from that store. And that's because there were 3 people at the store. So people still trade. It's harder to trade when your penny cards are rares,
Yeah. And me and Taurus has traded cards before through the mail.
Oh, yeah, I still got to send you your cards and stuff, but I will get that when I get everything in order because I'm going to try to order that thing. I was hoping for that deck box.
I guess what I was kind of saying when I said that, and I didn't preface it, is that the value of the card now is a high consideration of the trade. Is it an equal trade, or is somebody getting ripped off? Or
well, the truth is, if you can find someone to trade with, it's probably the one way you're going to get most of your money back. Because usually when you sell your cards to a store, you're selling at a discounted rate, so you're not getting the full value of the card.
Yep.
So hence why I love trading. I love trading for bulk because I can trade like a $20 card and get probably like $20 worth of cheap 20-cent cards.
Yeah, there's ways to make it work for you, for sure.
Yeah, but you also got two kinds of traders too. Card traders. You got some that trade for value, and then you got some that trades just for wants.
Oh yeah, and I'm a mix of both. I'll trade for value, but if I'm I will take a loss if I really, really want the card.
This conversation is a more adult version of what I used to have when I was trading my sports cards. I had the same conversation back then, but we were more like, okay, ready? Get your packs. Got it, need it, got it, need it. Okay, I got 2 Jose Canseco rookie cards, or whatever,
Well, Seiko, tell me, you didn't pay money for that.
Well, one thing I've always said, the difference between Magic, Pokemon, some of the other TCGs that I actually collect from overseas and stuff, and sports is there's much less of a set market.
Right.
To where you can go on a website and it says this is what this card's market price is, and then you kind of deal with it from there. I've always said in sports cards, me for football, because it's what I do on the sports side, I am much more willing to give somebody more money for a Packer card than somebody who's not a Packer fan.
Right.
So you have it's a weird, situation with sports.
It's a dichotomy of economy. You're gonna bend it to your will as best you can, and if you're willing to pay more for it, you are. But look, it doesn't mean if you pay $2 for a 20-cent card, that card's worth $2 now. Someone will take that word and be like, it's worth $2.
One thing sports did, I don't know how many years back and stuff now, but now Magic has followed it, is the serialized stuff. Sports did, and boy, when sports started to do serialized stuff, those were the money cards, especially low numbered.
What's interesting is I remember reading an article in like the early 2000s about Wizards of the Coast looking at sports cards company. I'm actually surprised it took them so long to do it. They were looking into how sports card trading cards did stuff for years. I wish I could find the original article, but this is a long time ago. And I remember reading this article, and holy cow.
I believe it.
Uh-huh. I think serialized cards is the best way to put collectibles in a game you're trying to make accessible for younger kids who can't afford all this stuff. Make people chase the product, but also have enough product for people to sell and have cards worth money in the product. Because there's so much you can do. Like, you can't print 1 million of something, right? You can't print 1 million of something to make your profits and it all be collectible. But when you put in serialized cards, you're saying in this 1 million something cards, 500 of these are collectible. And that's a guarantee you can put into it. Or 300 of these cards are collectible.
Well, and
or you can find that chase card.
That goes back to the saying, when everything's collectible, nothing's collectible. I don't know if you've heard that before and stuff, but going back to, and I use them as an example, Cryptic. They went deep into the collectability of chase cards and different versions, and then nothing became collectible out of them.
Right. And see, I understand where you're getting there, because what I'm about to say is going to change the idea of it as well. A lot of collectibles are collectible because they're nostalgic, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of like a lot of the vintage toy market, which is suffering at the moment. I've been watching a lot of videos on toy collecting because I love toy collecting, even though my toy collection is more recent, of stuff. But like if I watch Toy Collector, I watch Toy Federation is one of the channels I watch, and it gets really tough. But a lot of collectible stuff is because stuff is old and valuable, and people have nostalgic memories, right? Here's an issue with the collector's market today. People expect value straight up from a collector set, right? Like you Magic the Gathering comes out as a collectible card game. It is collectible. It's a game first. It's collectible, but they're so close together. It's whatever, because it was sold as a collectible card game. It's supposed to have collectability to it. But you can't just shoehorn the collectability you want into it. Like anything's collectible.
Yep.
But like Magic the Gathering nowadays doesn't have the time to breathe. Those toys that I had when I was a kid, that you had when you were a kid, we played the hell out of them. We didn't really think they were going to be collectible. We didn't grow up thinking, I want to keep this toy. It's going to be worth $500 when I grow up. No, we're like, this is Leonardo. He got his sword. We're going to battle the Shredder and go bow, 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 bow. And we're going to removing their limbs, just terrorizing the toy to loose and everything.
Well, that's kind of like
Agreed.
Probably even, the kids that were playing with Magic in '94.
Right.
They didn't know.
There's a big problem with so the we used to have toys. We would play the tar out of them, right? We all kids break their toys.
Right.
So the toy market, in theory, should be solid no matter what. Now, that's within theory, but since COVID and our generation's children are so tech savvy that even a 5-year-old has a tablet or a cell phone on them playing some sort of video game or something, the toy market has virtually been shot in the side with the severe wound due to tablets and cell phones and the advancement of just the technology and who has it in their hands. You know, when kids can play Valorant on their phone or whatever games they're playing on their phones. I don't know what people play on their phones. I don't play phone games, but whatever they're playing on their phones, they're less likely to pick up a toy.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, in defense of like Mattel, Hasbro, and these toy companies that are struggling the rest of the year when there's not a holiday season.
Mm-hmm. Kevin Haynes says, "I wish they would include more of the random collector style cards with the regular play booster boxes, not just exclusive for more expensive boxes." Yeah, I get that.
You know,
I understand
KJ's talking about technology and stuff and how that changes collecting.
that. Mm-hmm.
Go back several years, you know, like whenever before the internet was, you know, and try to find a card you really, really wanted back then. I mean, the internet just changed because now you can go on TCG Play.
Right. Oh yeah, the internet changed a lot.
They're more readily available to find. Where before all the internet and stuff like that, it's like you had to almost know somebody that, you know, pulled a card like that.
Yep.
Yeah, toy market just evolved, or are you still valuing a stick at a wooden hoop mill as a toy, right? Well, look, I remember when I was a kid and people would go to flea markets and look at freaking antique clocks and junk like that I would never appreciate very well. Grandfather clocks and old-fashioned plates and like, oh, that's valuable. That's worth money. I honestly didn't know because that wasn't my childhood or anything.
See, but that stuff's valuable within their community.
Right.
I mean, that's to me, that's the difference. Is like you have a community where it's valuable, but somebody outside that community is going to look at whatever collectible we're talking about and go, it ain't worth 10 cents to me.
Exactly. It's like Pawn Stars have said many times when they had pure gold made products come to their store, the value of the item was worth less than the gold it was made out of.
Oh yeah. Then that's also then I'm from there. When you especially when you're getting private sellers who are dealing with collectibles, you have the thing that's emotional value of the product, and private seller will never understand that, even if they sell on the open market. When you have an item that you're trying to sell to another collector.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And you're a private seller, so you have that emotional value too, which is incomprehensible.
Inconceivable.
That's why I cannot be a reseller or flipper, really, is because I get too attached to a certain card or something. And it may not be a card I even put in a deck or anything, but I know it's a chase card within the community and stuff. And it's probably bad of me, but there's a part of me that just wants to be able to say I have it.
I enjoy your whatnot streams when I go there, because a couple of times I hear you say it, like at the beginning of your whatnot streams a few times. You say, I don't really care if you guys buy this stuff or not. I'm just pretty much showing it off. And you know, there's the pride in like this is just another place where you're just showing off your cards. If somebody just happens to bid on your whatnot stream for that card, is a different story. The way you do it is like, okay, I'm not doing this to sell my nostalgic items. You're showing everybody that you're just showing it off. If you happen to sell it,
right.
I mean, I'll put a card on, I'll list a card, and then it's very likely in 2 days I rethink it and I take it off because it's like, nope, I don't want to sell it.
Right.
This is my chase card right now.
Bloodthirsty Conqueror. It's a chase card for a lot of people. That's a good card.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's coming down in price.
That's good.
Ooh.
I like cards going down in price. Like to me, a card, as long as I want it, doesn't have to be price worthy, valuable to be collectible to me.
Right.
Because there's a difference between the monetary value of a product or an object and a treasure to me.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yep.
Yeah. Right. Like one of my favorite decks costs less than $100. You know?
I've always said I'm not going to see any value, me personally, out of all of my collection, whatever I have and stuff like that. It'll be my kids at some point because they're going to have to figure out what to do with it.
Yeah,
right.
I'd have a struggle selling Magic cards myself. I'm not a pimp for cards, so I hate selling. Like, I'd rather trade my cards. Like, I love the aspect trading. I love like the best thing I loved about reselling, because I don't drive. A lot of people come to my house, pick up the stuff they wanted, paid for it, and left. And during that time, I get a little conversation, got to learn about someone, get the little social aspect out of it. That's what I love about Magic the Gathering is the gathering. Like, I love trading because it's part of the gathering. You get to socialize, you get to learn about someone. Like, some guy did not know that a card he traded for me, and I told him about it. I said this card was sent to me by a Savannah Lions YouTube channel in the Netherlands, and he's like, "This card's from the Netherlands." He's like, "Yeah." He says, "I'm going to tell people that when I play this now." You know, you get to learn things. You get to have fun with things. You get to grow.
I think I'm just addicted to the dopamine dump of.
You're the dopamine kid.
I think the other thing that's changed is, going off what Kevin said, is a lot of these collections, they're not going to come until we pass on and we've passed them on to our children and things. But a few years back, you'd have parents that'd be going through kids' stuff that they'd left at home. They'd find a bunch of cards and they'll ever go, "Oh, I've got a bunch of cards," and they'll just either give them to a charity shop or they'll just chuck them up in a boot sale for cheap. But now we're getting to the point where people know that these sort of things hold value. So
ever since the
a lot
COVID
of the
time,
like the charity shops nearby, a lot of the time they research, so they don't just put them, anything up for cheap. If something's worth something, they will then maybe sell it on an eBay or something. Same goes with families.
Ever since COVID time, when people got locked in their houses and started watching resellers and people on YouTube and everything, everybody
That brought a lot of people in. That brought a lot of people into the world.
Right. That brought me into the reselling world, right? Back in the day. I don't resell anymore, but I used to. That brought me in through the craze of doing it. Now everybody's educated. Everybody got the smartphone. Everybody knows how to use eBay for price checking and stuff. They know how to look at the sold listings. Everybody knows something's worth something now.
I was just talking to somebody yesterday in a conversation, and I said, you very rarely are going to find that, what do you want to call a steal now, where somebody doesn't know what they have. It's going to, if you do, it's at a garage sale where mom and dad are selling a box of cards from the kid that went to college, and he said, "Yeah, just get rid of it," and they don't know what they've got.
Right.
Sometimes I sold product like that. Like, I had 3 Megazords from Power Rangers worth like $100 a piece. I really don't know the price value. The fact is, I knew they were worth more money than I sold them for, because I sold 3 fully put together Megazords for $30.
I've bought boxes of Magic cards before at garage sales that they initially had a ridiculous price on. And I told them, I said, "You know what? I'm going to give you much more for this because I know that it's worth more than the $2 you're asking for this box at $800."
Right.
Not knowing what's in it, but it's like, let me at least give you something that covers something in case there's something big in it.
Yeah, I've done that before too. Like, I've bought a couple items for a little bit more money, saying, "Yeah, this is worth a little more money." I mean, don't get me wrong, a good deal is a good deal, but you don't want to, like, if you're an honest person, you don't want to feel like a cheater in the game. Look, I got this for $1 when it's worth like 15.
But the reason I don't feel bad about doing something like that is because I'm not looking to flip.
Right.
I'm not looking to make the profit off it. I'm hoarding it.
Yeah, I get it. You're not the guy who's going to care about if a shirt is double stitched or not.
Yep.
If you like the shirt, you're going to buy the shirt because you like the shirt. You're not going to be like Hillbilly, like it has to be vintage, old 90s. Some big bad name. Enter title here. Not kidding. But yeah, no, I get it. Like I said, I had these Power Rangers, Megazords that were all put together and sold them for $30. What pissed me off is the guy who bought them just grabbed and run. Basically, he grabbed the Zords, handed me $30, and ran like I didn't know what I had. I was actually hoping to have a small conversation about it and be like, "Hey, this is a good deal. I know this is a good deal." You know, some collectors and flippers have bad personalities. All right.
What?
What? Some. I'm not targeting all, but some. But
we all know that KJ has a bad attitude when it comes to collecting.
he's not a collector. He's a hoarder. There's a difference.
I'm a hoarder. Yeah, I see what you're throwing away. I'll go out. I'll stock out the thing. Oh, this guy's throwing away a box of collectibles.
That's right. That's right. But thinking of throwing stuff away,
Hit that subscribe button. Become a part of the creep.
Too much to take. Show is lit. MTG3, are you game? Rise, creep, rise. Building a following as we gain. Spitting fire like a dragon. No one can bring us down. MTG3 in the house. We own this town. Ripping through the beats with a fury.
throw away your discretion and hit that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed, hit that like button. Toggle that bell for notifications so you can catch us every morning that we try to go live. Woo, woo. But now we're going to roll on to the show section because we are overtime. Well, I'm pointing at it. There you go. That's more like it on your side of things. So we're overtime, and we're going to start shilling. And we're going to start shilling with the newest guy in the crowd because he hasn't been here for a while. Backwoods Collector.
I now in the next 16 days, I think I only work 2 of them, so I'm going to be doing quite a bit more, probably morning hangouts, pack ripping and stuff, maybe a couple after dark hangouts and stuff like that. So it should be at least findable a little bit more, and maybe I'll even be able to get on a couple more morning shows here in the next couple days.
Nice. And your link still, your little code still works. Woo, good.
Cool.
All right. Now we're going to roll over to Hillwiller.
Hey, hey, hey! It's me and the kiddies.
Hey, meow.
Tonight, I have Question Chaos, and it's a special episode tonight. Rather than looking at lots and lots of cards, we are looking at 4 in particular, because we have the one and only awesome Bendy, one of the artists. Some of you may know him or may not. He's a very good artist, and he's got 4 cards that have now been released on Lolcal TCG. So we're going to be interviewing him tonight and just celebrating his achievement, because it's not every day that we get to have our art displayed on a card. And then afterwards, I think we might be doing some Borderlands pre-sequel, I think, possibly. We'll have to double check with Dan and see what's going on. But yeah, something will probably happening afterwards.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds like fun. Maybe too much fun. You having too much fun? Don't want you to have so much fun that you hurt yourself.
It's
All
fine.
right.
I'm secure in my chair.
All right. How will KJ?
Hey. So, as Jess said, we're going to most likely be playing some Borderlands prequel tonight. We started playing the other night, had a lot of fun, died a lot. I got some stuff in the works. I'm going to be doing some editing today. So, this Wednesday show that Jess and I did will have like edited versions of our stories that we told, so that way you can listen to us tell a story individually instead of having to watch the entire podcast. So watch for that.
Ooh. Sounds awesome.
Sorry, that was long.
You're good. You're gonna take off the hat and glasses to bear it all.
But I can put on a Christmas hat.
All right. Hey, Billy, anything you want to chill out?
Yeah, I'm going to try to do a stream today. Depends on how I feel. I mean, with
Right.
the news that I got yesterday, I'm still going through some through it, and I'm going to try to still stream today. Didn't stream this morning, but I'm going to try to at least do one stream a day.
Are you going to try to play Commander tonight?
Yeah, I've tried to play Commander tonight.
All right. Well, that was going to affect my shill section, because if you weren't, I was just going to play more video games. So, Tortoise's shill section is if everything goes well, 8 p.m. tonight, we're going to play some Commander. Well, at least we're going to try to get a game together. Have fun. You know, do the thing with the magic thing, right? That's what it's all about. We're all cool. We're all here for you. We want to let you know that you're welcome to join us. You're welcome to hit that like button every time you're here and chat with us. You know, we love chatting back. We love talking, but we're going to try to play some Commander tonight. But in all, I want to thank everybody for showing up today, being awesome, being amazing, being cool. I want to remind everybody out there in the world today that you loved, someone's thinking about you. And if you can, make someone's day a little bit brighter. Are you trying to say something, Hillbilly? All right. With that, my friends, if you're going to play a game Magic tonight, remember, play wise. I totally want to thank you for watching today's video. I really appreciate it, 100%. Like this video as if it's your favorite kind of pizza, dude. And if you wouldn't mind, consider smashing that subscribe button and hit that bell for notifications. Every one of these things you do helps the channel out a lot.
The moves, the strategies, and the flair. Super fast tortoise is running the show. The crowd goes wild.